It's 10 a.m. on WKYT Midmorning. Kentucky House lawmakers are on a collision course right now over the state budget. We're taking a look at two dueling plans.
Neighbors of the man who police say started a fatal fire in Winchester talk about why they are not ready to forgive him.
And find out why the UK women's team may have a huge advantage going into the NCAA tournament.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Hello there. Good morning. Welcome to WKYT at Midmorning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Glad you're along with us. The change is getting ready to start. Don't you wish we could kind of stop here and enjoy the weather?
Because it has been great. We had a little light fog this morning, but it's been really nice out there. We want to check in with meteorologist Micah Harris ahead of these changes. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, now it looks really good. We did have that fog, but now since it's lifted away and it's long gone, that's the way it looks outside. It's beautiful, beautiful conditions, and we're going to have a lot of sunshine throughout your day, but have a few clouds mix in later on, so we'll call it a mixture of sun and clouds later on today. Already seeing 61 degrees showing up in Monticello, and as you track off into the afternoon, we'll be there in the low to mid 70s. Now, the focus of the forecast is not so much today, because today is actually pretty calm, very nice. It's through the next few days that we start to see those temperatures drop. And they'll drop every single day all the way through your weekend. How low do we go? I'll have those numbers coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you with that in just a bit. Thank you. In the news, the state's case against a women's clinic in Lexington will not be going before a judge today as had been scheduled. Governor
Matt Bevin's administration is suing the ENW Women's Clinic on Burt Road. The lawsuit states the clinic performed abortions without a license. The clinic has stopped abortion procedures until a judge rules in the case. A Lexington judge was supposed to take up the matter this morning, but the Fayette Circuit Court clerk's office says the case has been rescheduled for tomorrow. No reason was given for that. Governor Bevin has sued two abortion clinics in his 3 months in office. The other clinic is in Louisville.
There is a showdown shaping up in Frankfort today. Kentucky Democrats and Republicans are releasing a pair of dueling budget plans today. House Republicans say in a tweet that Governor Matt Bevin's proposed budget would get the federal government to spend an extra $160 million on the state's multi-billion-dollar public pension debt. But the proposal depends on adopting Bevin's budget cuts. When House Democrats release their budget plan this afternoon, it is expected to restore Bevin's cuts to higher education. House Democrats have a 53-47 majority in the House after taking 3 out of 4 special elections last week.
The man accused of starting a deadly fire says he will never forgive himself.
I regret it every day. Like I said, I was up last night crying about it.
Jackie Heisel is charged with 3 counts of second-degree manslaughter following Friday's fire at an apartment complex that killed 3 people, including his own son. In a WKYT exclusive, Heisel apologized from jail, where he also said he should not be charged with manslaughter. But some of his neighbors say it's hard to show him any sympathy. One woman who escaped with her life says she feels bad for Heisel, but says she isn't ready to forgive him.
I believe he's sorry. I believe, a lot of it was maybe alcohol related. There's a lot of things that happened. My children had to sit and watch everything that they own go up in flames.
Heisel has pleaded not guilty. He'll be back in court next month.
Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is creating some controversy here in Kentucky over some recent comments about coal.
I'm the only candidate which has a policy about how to bring economic opportunity using clean, renewable energy as the key into coal country, because we're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business. Right, Tim? And we're going to make it clear that we don't want to forget those people.
Now, that was Clinton speaking at the recent CNN Democratic town hall in Columbus. She was touting her plan to set aside $30 billion to protect the health benefits for coal miners and their families. But Kentucky's 2 U.S. senators jumped on her comments to say that Clinton does not understand Kentucky. The top 3 coal-producing states of Wyoming, West Virginia, and Kentucky all saw production declines of between 5% and 20% in 2015.
Police have made a second arrest in a case of stolen ashes. The Moorhead News reports Benny Marlar is charged with burglary, criminal mischief, and abuse of a corpse. Vernie Fraley was arrested last week on the same charges. State police say the men broke into a home in Rowan County near Cave Run Lake. Police say they stole tools, ammunition, and the ashes of the victim's wife. It's a viral video that's taking many by surprise. Professional kayakers recorded their dangerous ride over Cumberland Falls. Nick Troutman and Dane Jackson both paddled their kayaks over the falls. Troutman says it was the result of many hours of training and 15 years of kayaking professionally. Both men were cited for trespassing, which could cost them a couple of $100s each. State Parks leaders discourage people from doing anything like this because they say the falls are extremely dangerous. Well, the future of the presidential runs of Florida's Marco Rubio and Ohio's John Kasich are in doubt today as they press hard to win Republican primaries in their home states.
Voters in 3 other states also head to the polls today in delegate-rich contests that could give big boosts to Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Don Champion is in Miami with the latest on campaign 2016.
Voting is underway in 5 states across the country that could help determine who is in the running for the White House. Bernie Sanders campaigned in Illinois late last night, one of 3 Midwest states where he's looking to upset Hillary Clinton.
Let us see this great state help lead the country into a political revolution.
But the Vermont senator faces an uphill battle in the delegate-rich states of Florida and North Carolina, where Clinton holds a sizable lead.
I am asking for your support. I would be honored to receive it.
Millions of votes have already been cast here in the winner-take-all state of Florida, where on the Republican side, Donald Trump leads Marco Rubio 2-1 in polls. A Trump win here will likely spell the end for Rubio's campaign.
Don't stay home. Make sure no one stays home.
And thrust the billionaire candidate closer to locking up the Republican nomination.
He won't clinch, but he'll have a commanding lead in delegates and be in a commanding position to get the rest that he needs.
Kasich cannot make America great again. Can't do it.
Trump remains locked in a fierce battle with John Kasich in the winner-take-all state of Ohio. Voters there could decide the future of their governor's campaign.
Give me a vote so I can continue to run for President of the United States.
In Missouri, Ted Cruz is fighting Trump for delegates. And in Illinois, the latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll has Cruz within striking distance. Don Champion, CBS News, Miami.
And Governor John Kasich has signaled that he might drop out if he loses his home state of Ohio today. So we'll closely watch that race.
Well, the final plans for the next phase of the Legacy Trail in Lexington are almost ready, but the city wants your input. There will be an open house from 4 to 7:30 today at the Lyric Theater on East 3rd Street. Trail planners and city officials will be there to answer any questions. The city's trying to decide the route the trail should take from its starting point, the Isaac Murphy Memorial Art Garden at 3rd and Midland, to the Kentucky Horse Park. Well, the UK women's team could make a Final Four appearance in the NCAA by winning 2 games in Memorial Coliseum and 2 games in Rupp Arena.
All home tournament?
turf.
Yeah, really. The Cats found out last night on ESPN that they are the 3 seed in the Lexington region, and they will be playing UNC Asheville in the Coliseum on Saturday. Rupp Arena, there they are, all excited. Rupp Arena is hosting regional games in the women's tournament, so if Kentucky wins their first 2 games in the tournament, they will play a 3rd and possibly a 4th game at Rupp Arena. So that would really be something. Much of the tournament here.
Fun to see them so excited about this.
It is.
They are at a great place right now. Well, keep it here this mid-morning. It could be the future for roller coasters.
Yeah, we'll take a look at a new high-tech way to lose your lunch. Coming up after Micah's weather.
Good looking forecast out there today. We're talking about temperatures in the 70s, which will be your warmest temperature that we see all of my 7-day forecast. It goes down from here on out. I'll show you how low and also talk about that winter this weekend coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Just a gorgeous day outside. We did have some fog this morning, but since that's long gone for most locations, it looks fantastic. Now we have the clear skies. We'll take that. Even a few clouds to the far north and northeastern zones. But other than that, I think we're looking just fine. 59 degrees in Jackson. Beautiful shot out of Breathitt County. Now we'll stay with mostly sunny skies in through the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures hold steady, low to mid 70s, and that's well ahead of where we're going to be any day in the 7-day forecast. It really drops off the map as we take our days off towards the weekend. The weekend looks really cold. And you know what? This number, you might be able to cut it in half and then throw that for a high there on the weekend. Yeah, it's going to be that cold, okay? Then we head throughout your evening and overnight hours. From 11 p.m., you can see no chance of rain. 8 a.m., you can see no chance of rain. However, it's just during those times I don't expect a rain chance. Midnight to 7 a.m. is when you're going to see a line of showers roll on through. So overnight, when most of us are asleep, that's when we could see some rain push on through. And more than likely, you're just going to see out of that, you're going to see wet grounds when you wake up and take off early tomorrow morning. That's about it. Tomorrow, we're in the 60s, right? So we go from the 70s to the 60s. What about Thursday? Well, we'll start off pretty chilly there in the 40s, and then that cool air just sinks on in here. And now we're talking about 50s for highs. And not just the 50s, but we're also talking cloud cover and some rain chances there in the forecast. So it's not going to feel that great there on Thursday. And that's not even close to the coldest that we have in your 7-day forecast. Check this out. So here's your 7-day. 70s today, 60s tomorrow, 50s the next couple of days, 40s on Saturday, 30s on Sunday. I mean, you get my drift. It never stops, it seems like, until we hit next week. And even on Sunday, a big talker that we're going to hear about the next few days, on Sunday we could have a few flakes being a possibility. None of that looks like a big issue, but nonetheless, I mean, we're really dropping our temperatures. Some colder air sinks on in. It's short-lived, though, as you look toward Monday and often even to Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Here comes a big system that'll throw that warm air back in place, but still, I mean, we're getting toward spring and we're getting toward winter at the same time.
Well, we've all gotten used to short sleeves and all that fun. And after you said you and your son played every game known to man yesterday. Right?
Yes, we did.
Just as long as it doesn't last for that long.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to.
All right, get ready to have your mind blown. Six Flags has unveiled North America's first virtual reality roller coaster.
Six Flags over Georgia teamed up with Samsung and Oculus VR for the new thrill ride. The coaster zooms your body through the usual drops and twists, while your headset provides a digital world with lasers and explosions and aliens and, you know, just fun stuff like that. The alien threat is, of course, not real, but the fear of nausea will be. Can you imagine?
No, and just
watching that, my stomach starts to kind of turn over.
And I guess more or less sitting still while all this goes on, right? I mean,
I guess so.
I guess that's how it works.
Well, but I think it's a known fact that the two of us are big chickens when it comes to roller coasters.
So could we do that one? I don't know.
No, let's extend it to virtual roller coasters as well.
Okay.
Well, one of TV's most popular series is marking a special moment, and the stars of Hamilton dropped by the nation's capital.
Suzanne Marquez has your eye on entertainment.
The White House welcomes stars from Broadway's hottest show.
Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton.
Performers from Hamilton did a workshop with students and sang for the President and First Lady.
It is an understatement to say this was one hot ticket.
To my mind, this is what schools should be.
The musical's creator, Lin-Manuel Miranda, first performed at the White House in 2009. The Divergent series Allegiant arrives in theaters on Friday with the third installment in the blockbuster fantasy series.
We have to make a stand.
Shailene Woodley and Theo James venture outside Chicago for the first time to find a pathway to peace. The cast stepped out on the red carpet for the world premiere in New York.
It's really nice to still see that train rolling and to see that there's more and more and more strong women out there in films.
Allegiant is the first of two parts based on the final book of the trilogy. And it's a big milestone for one of television's top series. NCIS celebrates its 300th episode tonight on CBS. The show features a guest appearance from Taye Diggs as a wounded Marine suffering from PTSD.
I'm telling you to get out.
NCIS revolves around a team of special agents investigating military crimes. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, coming right up, everything you need to know about diabetes, from nutrition to insulin.
Coming up, details about the Kentucky One Health Diabetes Expo. Next.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot, $20 million. Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $70 million. We'll be right back on Mid-Morning. Welcome back in. It is Mid-Morning on WKYT. If you or someone you know is diabetic, and we have many, many in Kentucky who are, or you might think that you could be a candidate for it, you don't want to miss a big event coming up. Kentucky One Health is holding a Diabetes and Nutrition Expo coming up Saturday.
We're joined now by Claudia Burnett, a certified diabetes educator at Kentucky One Health. Welcome. Glad to have you in here today.
Thank you.
Important topic.
Yes, really it is. And the numbers are astounding in Kentucky in terms of those who have diabetes. What can people learn at this event?
We are going to have speakers. We have two physicians. We have an endocrinologist and a podiatrist talking about foot care, which is very important. We have a exercise specialist. Exercise is very important. And then we have a dietitian, which nutrition is very important. And then we are very honored to have a celebrity chef, Curtis Akins, who's going to be doing a cooking demonstration. He himself has been living with diabetes.
So he really knows what he's talking about. And you know, I think that's a good thing to add to all of this, because people think their lifestyles are going to have to be so compromised that they'll never enjoy food again, never have fun again. And that's not true.
No, it's not. It is really not. It's very important, but you can still eat very healthy. He is Chef Curtis Akins. His background is produce. His family had produce companies in Georgia, and so he is from the Food Network. He hosts Foods in a Flash, Pick of the Day, and he's going to be making some really good dishes.
All right, sounds good. I understand that there will be some health screenings there that day as well.
This is a free event. We have free blood pressure screenings, cholesterol screenings, hemoglobin A1C test, and foot checks.
Well, why do you think it's so important to have an event like this that brings so many different causes together?
Diabetes, like you say, in Kentucky, 1 out of every 8 adults 20 years and older have diabetes. And a lot of people will not seek education or information. And so holding this event that's free and open to the community, anybody can come, they just need to register, and they can get, we're going to have vendors where they can get information about medications, meters, and so it's great to have it free and open to the community.
Claudia, are people predisposed to diabetes? You know, I mean, is it that it's going to happen regardless, or can you head it off?
If you have pre-diabetes or you have a lot of risk factors for diabetes, which this is something that we stress, type 2 diabetes can be prevented. So if you're at high risk or you have been told you have pre-diabetes, lifestyle changes, eating healthy, exercising, and weight loss of even 5 to 7% of your weight can help prevent type 2 diabetes.
But you have to get serious.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And a lot of people don't take pre-diabetes as serious as they should.
Well, we appreciate you coming in, and the big event is Saturday from 9 until 1 at the Keeneland Education Center out there on the Harrodsburg Road at Keeneland. Thanks for coming.
It's not at Keeneland.
Not at Keeneland, okay.
It's at the St. Joseph Office Park across
okay,
the road
let's get
from
that
St.
straight.
Joseph Hospital.
There you
so
go.
At
okay.
St. Joseph.
But it's called the Keeneland Health Education Center.
Thank you very much. We want to make sure people
Clear that
show
up
at the right place.
Okay.
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Well, keep it right here this mid-morning.
We'll check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what's cooking up there.
Welcome back. You'll definitely be a host favorite when you serve up this flavorful dish.
Today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, it's loaded potato roll-ups.
It's March Madness, which means we're going to need a few fun foods to serve while we're rooting for our favorite teams. And rather than serving the same predictable stuff over and over again, we have a new idea that we know will be a slam dunk. We begin by warming some store-bought refrigerated garlic mashed potatoes just to the point that they're soft. To those, we add a bit of shredded cheddar cheese and some sliced scallions, and we give that a good mix. Now for the fun part. We lay out a dozen egg roll skins and place a couple of spoonfuls of mashed potatoes in the center of each one. On top of that, we add a little more cheddar cheese and some bacon bits. Then all we have to do is brush the edges with some beaten egg, before folding the flap that's closest to you over the potato mixture. Then fold in the sides and roll it up like this. Once they're done, we'll fry them until they're golden, and we'll drain them on some paper towels. What you end up with is an all-American twist on an egg roll that tastes like a loaded baked potato wrapped up in a crispy, crunchy crust. I hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our loaded potato roll-ups so you can add these to your game day or any day lineup. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a winning way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right. You would pick that one apart.
Well, we know what you're after, the bacon,
All the bacon.
always.
Pick the bacon out. You guys can have the rest.
Okay, what can we pick out of the forecast that's good?
You know, I think the next couple of days are actually pretty nice. We're actually staying with dry conditions today and for tomorrow. However, sandwiched in between anywhere from midnight tonight through tomorrow morning about, I would say, 6 to 8 a.m. That's where we could see a line of showers rolling through. So most of that's going to fall when we're asleep. So the next couple of days look really nice, but you can see those temperatures dropping each and every single day. A big talker coming up in the next few days. Obviously, it's going to be Sunday, guys, where we can see a little snow in the forecast.
We'll be ready for that. Nose it up next week. We'll be all right. Thank you for joining us for Mid-Morning. We'll see you at noon.